Okay, so let's get started, I guess, here. Um,
Yeah.
SASH Platinum Award winner. How many Platinum Awards? I mean, you can't even count them on your fingers. Welcome, SASH. He was on the show this past weekend. Incredible set. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks very much for being able to chat to you after my mix last week. So I'm looking forward to all your questions and see how it's going.
Yeah, people love the mix. Why don't you tell us about your experience, and has this become sort of the norm for you doing DJ sessions online, given the state of the world?
It's weird, you know. As everybody knows, all the DJs, we're not touring since the last 14 months, and I would never ever thought, in my interior life that one day I'm in my house, having an own little recording studio and mixing it there and pretending, there are people behind the camera, and it's weird, because I'm a DJ. I love to see the reaction of the crowd, and I want to play for the crowd. I want to interact with the crowd, and I want to see that they see I have a good time, and I want to bring them a good time. And it's so weird, when you do it downstairs in your studio and there's nobody, and you're still doing it. It feels weird, but I got lots of messages through the last couple of months that people actually love that a lot, that I almost act as I would be on stage, just not doing a normal set and not talking, and because that's not me. When you see SASH live on stage, that's me, what you see as well on the streams.
Yeah. And obviously throughout the stream, you're telling people to put their hands up in the air. You're used to doing that while you're on stage, right? And you're basically imagining them, do that, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure, there are people who are actually doing that. I have done a couple of weeks ago. I have done for a German radio station called Sunshine Live, a live stream, and I was there in their studio, and I had a big green screen, and opposite on my side, there was as well a big, huge LED screen, and I actually saw there what I do, and I saw on little parts what the people actually do at home, and they were dancing, in the living rooms, and hands in the air, and they partied at home. So that was actually quite nice to see the reaction the people give to what I tell them to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a different experience, and you've been at home without any gigs, for over a year now?
Yeah, I had my last show was on I think it was the 12th of March in the UK. I was there on the weekend, and then after that weekend, everything closed down. No flights anymore. All the gigs got cancelled, and it's sad, because even today I think I got 4 cancellations now for this summer festival season, because everybody was moving from last year to this year. And now everything starts again moving from this year to next year. Yeah, I think at the moment I don't have any shows there. I think there's one in June in England I might have, and then there is a one in Finland still what I might have. But I think to be honest, it's going to be difficult to hold these huge festivals with a couple of thousand people.
Yeah, we might have to wait a long time. Did you ever imagine that last gig happening, and over a year later, and you still being without any gigs? Did you ever picture that, or the world being like this?
No, I was hoping that the whole pandemic, comes quick to an end, and I think everybody in the entertainment industries and in many other industries were hoping for that. And I remember I was sitting at my bookkeeper's office. I think it was beginning of April, and he said to me, "Sasha, let's count that nothing's going to happen in 2020 and in 2021." And I was thinking, nah, you're stupid. It's not going to happen. We're going to start everything again, at least in January 21. And now we're almost in June, and it really looks sadly that he was right.
Yeah, hopefully things get better, and I've seen you be active on social media a lot. You've been posting a lot of stuff regarding your personal life, a lot of food, a lot of
there is nothing else at the moment. You can't send and post any videos of shows and partying people and traveling, planes, hotels. There is nothing. So it's sometimes it's really hard, you know. You sit there and think, okay, I should post something, but what should I post, you know? Again, food? No, it's gonna start to be boring, you know. People don't want to see SASH food. They want to hear the music and things like that. But it's difficult because there is nothing going really on. I mean, if you would, you know, be with me 24/7, you would see what I do. It's a normal life at home. You know, I'm walking out with the dog and watching television. I sleep a lot and trying to fix, you know, some old SASH remixes to put on YouTube where people almost forgot about. And yeah, it's weird. And I have to say, I'm honestly, I can't wait to go back on stage because I miss that, you know. I was born like a DJ and I'm DJing now since I'm 16. So that's a long time, and I'm really missing that, you know. And
yeah,
it's weird, and I think the party people as well miss to go out and have a party again.
Yeah, I don't know about everybody else, but I mean, all the food. Do you make all the food that you post? Because that's, I mean, it looks honestly, it looks really good. I mean, it's Chef SASH.
Yeah. And to be honest, most of them I do myself, most of them. But hey, I'm a family man, I have to say, and I think people notice as well that I actually keep my private life quite out of the social media. And,
you do.
I do, and I think you know, it's the best way we choose here at home. So of course there's more people in this house living, but these people are not participating on social media.
I see. Yeah, no, for sure. Healthy breakfast, chorizo soup, salmon, steamed salmon, desserts. Playing the oldest game in the book, which is Go. If you guys want to see SASH or any of those delicatessens, I mean, by all means, you know, SASH is on that.
People tell me always, you know, I have to do how you say in English, a cooking book, a recipe book, you know,
yes.
And put everything in there in this book and start to selling that. So that might be a good idea, you know, when I'm gonna retire in a couple of years, and then I start to write books about cooking and food.
The Chronicles of Chef SASH. And now you got your vaccine yesterday, right?
Yes, that's true. Finally. So, and I'm quite happy because I got Johnson & Johnson. So there was just one, you know, shot in the arm, and so now I have to wait 2 weeks until it's fully working. That's what they told me. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. It just hurts here quite a lot. So
okay,
but
no issues.
It's okay. No. So no fever and nothing really like that. And I had a normal day today. But I was nervous the night before. I could not sleep, basically.
Yeah.
I was nervous because, you know, it's like I'm a healthy person and I'm never basically ill. And the sad thing is, I said before, no, I'm not gonna do that. Why? I'm healthy all the time and the family is healthy. I'm not feeling good with that. But when you look now around all the traveling situation and at the end, you know, there's almost no point to not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say it's silly. You do it because of these things. But on the other hand, I said, hey, I want to go back to work, you know, and I have to feed a family. And if that helps, then I'm doing it. If it was right, we might know in a couple of years.
They might start, you know, asking to have it for traveling. So you're ahead of the curve, right? In that sense.
Yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
And I was Googling already, you know, today, all the day. And the sad thing is basically it doesn't help so much if you're fully, when you say vaccinated.
Vaccinated.
Oh, what a word. And it doesn't help so much at the moment because the flight companies and the air companies, they still want to have a negative COVID test from you. So they say it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated 2 weeks, you still want that test. That's at the moment. Who knows how it looks in 3-4 weeks?
We'll see what happens, right? I mean, the world is in upside down right now. But you did mention that you're not used to this. You've been DJing since you were 15 years old. This is what you love to do. This is your career, right? So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about when SASH, the SASH project, first got started. Tell me about that. Tell me about the three members. Are these three guys, you included, are you guys still, part of the same project, or is it just you?
Of course. I mean, Thomas, Ralph, and me, we still work together, and we're together now since, the first single we did was 1994. It was Kareka Indian Rave, and fans of SASH know the whole story, and we got a record deal, and then we made another song, and then the record companies didn't want to release that song, so we had to change the name. So we changed it from Kareka to SASH, and then the first song was It's My Life, and that was 1995. So it's 26 years ago now. And then everything was history. Then after that one came Encore for then Ecuador, and until today, Thomas, Ralph, and I, we're good friends still. We're working together. For quite a while, we didn't do any new music. And then we decided, actually beginning of last year, before the pandemic started, we produced a really cool festival track. And it was supposed to release in last year's summertime. But then when the pandemic started, we said, no, there's no point to release that track because I'm not on the road. I can't promote it on festivals to bring it to the people and to show it to the people, let them hear. So we decided to put that track back in the box. And we said, okay, what are we gonna do? We want to release something. So we met together with Shane Ward, and we produced Coming Home. And we said we should do something what's really a radio track. And then we released, Coming Home.
It's a great track, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you grow up with Ralph and Thomas? Like, were you childhood friends, or did you just meet them in?
No. That's a funny story as well, because in the little village where I live, there was a nightclub, and my girlfriend at that time, she was working there on the bar in this nightclub, and I was hanging around there every weekend as well because she was working. But I was a DJ in the small youth club, and I thought, I'm a cool DJ, so I'm gonna go to the owner and say, hey, you need a DJ, And he said, where are you working then now? And I told him, in this little youth club. He said, no, but we need a waiter. You want to start here as a waiter? I said, well, my girlfriend is working here. I'm hanging out here anyway, so I can work as well a little bit and make a little bit of money besides. So, and that same day when I started as a waiter in that club called Kings, Thomas started to work as a DJ. And so we started to know each other, and he came always on the weekends with several remixes they made in the studio, Thomas and Ralph. And I found it very cool, but I had no clue of music productions whatsoever. I only could play the organ and the keyboards. And I had an idea for a track, and Thomas said, okay, if you have enough cash and you can rent out the studio and us for one night, then we can produce for you that track. And then I was thinking, okay, should I not? Maybe at the end I just have a little tape deck and it's expensive and nothing happened. But I did. And then we went to the studio in 1994, and then we produced the first song, and then, everything happened. And then one day Thomas left the club to another club. And by that time I was already moving onwards from the waiter to being a light jockey next to the DJ. So I was bumped up. And then you're doing the first hour, and then you're doing the last hour, or when the DJ goes to the toilet, you do one mix, until he comes back. And and then one day he left the club, Thomas, and the owner said, hey Sasha, I know you can do the job, you know the people here, the music was running, you want to have the job. I said, oh yeah, great. And that was then my first real DJ job in the nightclub. That must have been 95 or 96, I guess. End of 95.
Yeah. Wow. So you got together with these guys to make your first track, and that was under the name Carecas, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Indian Raver. Tell me about that. I mean, you guys made this track. You guys, where did the name Carecas come from, and why did the record label not like that? Why did they choose SASH instead?
Yeah, I mean, when we released Careca in Rave, we got a deal. Yeah, I think it was with Six Records and Coconut Record. I can't really remember even. But we got a deal, and I had a release, and we had a CD, and I was proud. I could show to my friends, hey, look, here are my ideas. And I got my money back as well, what I invested to pay the studio for that one night. But actually, the outcome of the track was totally different, because my plan was a bit different. I wanted to produce a dance music of a well-known German cowboy and Indian music theme called Winnetou. I'm sure you have never heard it in Canada. And so we produced that thing, and everything was done, but at the end of the night, and the early morning light came already up, the melody did not fit really to the basics we had in the track. And we just said, let's throw away that melody idea and let's just create a new thing and let's go for it. And this is how the song was born. So basically the idea, and SASH is assisted because I wanted to make a dance song of a famous cowboy movie melody.
Now this song, I mean, you were happy to get it done, you got your money back, but it wasn't exactly a success, right? And neither was the next one.
No. I mean, as I said, we got the money back, and I was happy and I was proud. Hey, there's a CD, there's your name on that you have was produced the track, and then a year later, 1995, I said to Thomas, hey, listen, I want to try another one. I have another idea. Let's do something again. And he said, yeah, okay, come on. And this time even I did not have to pay the studio, because they were trusting me. Maybe I had a good idea, it's going to work again. So we went back to the studio and we produced It's My Life, the really first SASH track. And as I said before, first we wanted to bring that to the same record company from Careca, but they said, no, we don't like it, we're not going to release it. And then we went to Polydor in Germany, and they said, oh yeah, we love that, but of course we had to change the name. And then, we played around with my name, Sasha, and we put the C away, and then capital letters, and then it looks a little bit empty, small. I said, I need an exclamation mark at the end.
Exclamation mark.
So then it looks good. Yeah, and then It's My Life, went to be a club hit in Belgium.
Hit. Now, you. Go ahead.
You go.
No, you were looking to get mainstream, or were you happy with just the clubs?
I mean, I was always saying that the SASH music should be music for everybody. Yeah, it should be music. You can go clubbing, you can go dancing, you can do your sports, but as well you can work in the kitchen, and do your cooking. It should be. I'm someone who I love soft and nice and catchy melodies, and I'm not the hardcore raver, and I'm not the underground person. I was always loving nice sweet feelings in songs and melodies, and that's why actually when you listen to SASH music, there's always a great melody, or there is always vocals. You hear them once and hardly you can't forget them. Yeah, and that was the reason.
Now, you've gone on record to say that Encore une fois, which, was a massive hit, it took you 3 hours to make, right?
Yeah, it was quite quick. It was on my birthday, the 10th of June, 1996.
Yeah.
So, and we said, okay, we have to do a song because of the success of It's My Life in Belgium, and the Belgium record company label, they said, oh, please make a follow-up, because the DJs are really calling us in every day and say, hey, when is the next SASH single coming? And this is why when you translate the whole lyrics at the beginning of Encore une fois. You know, we say thank you to all the people who made It's My Life to be a big club hit success in Belgium. You know, John Paul is John Paul de Costa from Byte Records, the record label in Belgium.
I mean, to make a track that massive in 3 hours, I mean, that's. Did you expect it to even be that big?
No, of course not. And I can tell you by that time, I was working in a record shop in Mönchengladbach in Germany, and I never forget that day because the phone rang, and my boss picked up the phone and he said, "Oh, Sasha, there's telephone for you, but quick, we have lots of people here in the shop. I need your help." And the owner of the label called and he said, "Sasha, can you quit your job?" And I was like, "Huh? What do you mean, can you quit your job?" "Yeah, Encore une fois is going to be number 1 or 2 next week in the charts in the UK for sure. And we need you for promotion and television and all that. You have to travel to England." I said, "Hey, I need my money every month, so what are you saying? I can't just quit my job." And he said, "Now listen, if you don't make money with SASH in the future, then I guarantee you that you can be DJ promoter in my record label, and then you have a job again." And and then I said to my boss, I said, "Listen, can I quit next week?" He was a bit sad because I was a specialist in new music, and but he was nice and he said, "Yeah, of course, Sasha, you can leave."
Wow. So I mean, if let's say in an alternate reality this hadn't worked out, I mean, Encore une fois never worked out, what do you think you'd be doing today?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I look back in my work life, it's I started after school learning electronics because my dad was running how can I say that? He had a small company putting billiards and slot machines into pubs and all that, dart machines and gaming machines and all that. And he said to me, "Sasha, please learn some electronic things so you can repair these things yourself. You don't have to pay someone expensive to repair them, and you can do it yourself." So I learned doing electronics. But then after I learned the job and the business of my dad went down and I went to another company to work there, I knew right from the first day, this is not my passion, this is not my job. And afterwards then I wanted to make music more and more to be my hobby. And then there came the club beside the job, and then I went to the record shop and worked there. So I moved on and more, to the music business and to the things I love in my life, and that's music.
It's good, and I'm pretty sure you at this point in life you don't have to work. I mean, because you're doing what you love, right? Which is,
I mean, this is what I always say is like working should be the fun part of your life. I mean, this is what I want to tell always the young people, when they have to come to the decision what job I have to choose, what I should do. You should choose something you're gonna love, because this is something you might have to do the rest for your life, And if there's something you don't like, where's the point to wake up every morning and doing it on and on and on?
A lot of people do that. They spend their whole lives at a job that they don't like just to get that retirement, right? So, thankfully that's not you.
They should not, But I have to say, I mean, at the end, it turned out for me kind of winning in the lottery. I mean, I never expected a success like that after the first 2-3 songs, and how everything turned out. I always love to say, you have to be at the right moment, at the right spot, and knowing the right people. Of course, beside, I think we have produced amazing tracks. I mean, Ecuador, it doesn't matter who you ask these days, if a kid with 10 years or someone old with 60, 70, it seems to everybody knows that track and that melody. It's crazy.
That's right, and you mentioned Encore une fois was created on near your birthday 25 years ago. What's the plan this year? You're gonna have two cakes or something, or you're gonna like what?
It's basically very soon. It's just in 2 weeks. Yeah. There's still no parties allowed in Germany, so
Yeah.
I already skipped on a big 50th birthday party last year in June because no parties were allowed. I could not even go out for dinner or something. I just sit at home and had a glass of wine and nice food. Yeah, it's just another year gone. So I think I'm not going to celebrate very big my birthday, and we're working again on another track, on a new track for the moment, and it's not sure when we're going to release that, and but it's a cool track. It's this time a female voice again. It's going to be an English song, full vocal number that I can say.
Wow.
But more I don't want to talk about because it's still a big secret. But it's someone really well known as a featuring artist, and yeah, we hope that we're gonna have a success with that new record when it comes out.
We're looking forward to that. I do have a few questions here about Ecuador. Now,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, that was the second big hit that you made back in '96, I believe, right? '97.
Yeah. We produced in '96, but it came out in '97.
Yeah.
Summertime. Yeah.
Now, why, why did you choose Ecuador as the country to base the song around? Did you meet a girl from there? Or, I mean,
No. It's basically quite easy. When Encore une fois was a hit, the record company, especially the English record company, tried to force us to make our own copy of Encore une fois. Yeah. They came to us and they said, hey, just change a little bit the melody, take again this girl, screaming some other French words, and here we go, we have another second hit. And I said, I don't like that, because especially in the 90s, there were many dance acts that did the same. They had one hit and then the follow-up single sounded exactly the same, and I said, no, that's not my passion, that's not my idea of music. And I said, I always want to have the follow-up single should be totally different to the one before. Yeah. And but for us it was clear it's going to be again almost an instrumental track with some voice on it, and we produced the instrumental first. It was just the whole instrumental, and then we were thinking about some vocals, and then it came out that we said, okay, let's do something Spanish. It's going to be a song for the summer, and let's scream a country name. Yeah. So what Spanish speaking countries we have? Then we have Spain, and then we go straight to South America. And when you start screaming, Spanish speaking names, Ecuador just sounded so great for us. We said, that's it, and then just say, hey, let's go to Ecuador and let's enjoy the nice, beautiful melodies of Ecuador. So, and Ecuador was born.
tell us about that time you received a letter from the Ecuadorian embassy.
Yeah. I did. And I have to say, 25 years later, I still haven't been there. So I don't know. I think these people who invited me, they don't live anymore. It's actually weird because many Ecuadorian people, they write private messages on social media and they say, hey, Sash, your song should be actually our national anthem because everybody knows it, everybody loves it. I know that when the national soccer team goes into the stadium, they always play Ecuador, and it's a great thing for them. And on the other hand, it's some are angry and they tell me, but you did not shoot the video in Ecuador, huh? That's not Ecuador. I said, no, it's not. It's Tenerife on the Canarian Islands. Because back in the days, we didn't have that big budget to fly to Ecuador to shoot the video over there.
Yeah.
And but they love it. They love it over there. And maybe one day, really, yeah, I gonna go there and have a show there or something. But it's difficult because people in Ecuador are not so up for that kind of music, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we have tried a couple of times to get a gig there, but so far it never happened.
So speaking about the music videos, a lot of your music videos have different settings: desert, snowing mountains. You know, which was your favorite place to shoot a music video, and which was the most challenging? Were there any green screens involved? I mean, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if it's a green screen or if SASH was actually there, you know?
Let me think. Have we ever used green screen in the videos? No.
Okay.
No, I mean all the sceneries just around the hill. It was Thailand. We went to Thailand. Color the World. We went to Iceland. Beautiful. I mean, it was bloody cold, minus 45 degrees, but wonderful. And the funny thing is, you know, when you watch the video on Color the World, the great atmosphere, there's the sun and the orange and yellow sky. They always said, "Oh yeah, you have worked it in the video." I said, "No, it was exactly like that on that evening." And we have shot La Primavera on Hawaii. There was no green screen. We have done one of my favorites, and I really said to the team, I said, I want to shoot one video in the pyramids. So we did I Believe, you know, we went to Egypt and we could shoot in the pyramids and around the pyramids. I love that video a lot. And there's more. Paris Stay and New York, Movemania. Where else would have been? I can't remember even all. The only thing is where we did cheat a little bit was Gambare. You know, the Japanese song. We have never been in Japan. So actually, the garden scenes, that it's a Japanese garden of the Bayer company here in Leverkusen in Germany, and the inside set, the tea house, they just built it and we shoot it there. So Gambare was never done in Japan really.
Wow, what's one country that you know you haven't been to? I mean, and you really want to go because you're a world traveler, Sash.
Well, I have been almost everywhere. I mean, I have not been to Argentina or Peru, somewhere there. I mean, that might be a challenge. I'm just watching here because I have a big world map here on my wall with all the sticks in where I have been. I mean, I've been Hawaii, I've been Greenland, Australia, New Zealand, Asia everywhere, Singapore, Thailand, South Africa, Europe everywhere, Russia of course. But yeah, South America, you know, it's like Peru, Argentina. There are some countries I would love to go. China I have never been actually. So that's another big country. So maybe one day I go to China.
How many languages do you speak?
Not so many, but of course I speak German, English. It's okay. Spanish I speak. Dutch, because I'm living just 3 minutes near the Dutch border, so I'm going very often there for shopping or eat French fries there. That's it. It's enough, you know. I can talk to people around the world.
Just a couple more questions here in terms of collaborations. You've gone on record to say that you like to work with Madonna or Mariah Carey. Do you still have those desires, or has someone else new come along?
Yeah, I mean, of course, SASH was big in the 90s, and of course, these days we're not that famous anymore, and there's many other more famous DJs around these days. But of course, I mean, if they would come along and Madonna says, "Hey, I want to do a new version of Mysterious Times" or something like that, so I was like, "Yeah, go for it." But we're not writing emails anymore to these people and asking, you want to work with SASH together, because they might say these days, who? So you never know, you know. But I think we're not asking anymore. If they come from self, yeah, of course we would be very, very happy. But we just wait.
How difficult is it to have creative direction for music now? Because you're a guy from the 90s. You love that style, but you also got to appease the new generation, the new music. How challenging is that now?
It's a total different world these days.
Yeah.
I think you can't compare anymore the middle of the 90s, the end of the 90s, or the early 2000s to these days. I mean, it has totally changed around. Back in the days, people made music, of course, for their passion, but as well to sell records and to make money with it. Yeah. Today you can't really make money anymore with producing records. In the 90s, you toured around the world to promote your records. Today, you release a record to promote your tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as well, the music scene is, and the radio scene is as well. When I listen here to local radio stations, it seems to me every day they have a playlist of 30 tracks, and they're repeating it the whole day. Yeah. And there's not so much fresh new music able to jump in, because they fixed and stick to the big labels. They have maybe some arrangements with them, and say, okay, take that artist, that artist, that artist, that artist, and then you have maybe 3 free picks during the day where you can throw some other music in, and that's it. So it's very, very, very difficult to get radio plays. I mean, I can say with the last SASH single with Coming Home, we were hoping for much more radio plays, because it's a really, really radio song, and we were really struggling to go on playlists around the world, because there's just full with 30 tracks, and there's no space for anyone else, even for SASH Not, who people should remember maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's much more corporate, I guess. SASH, what is left for you? I mean, your career spans so many years. You've accomplished so much. Obviously, the gigs are coming up once they resume. What do you hope to accomplish that's new down the road? Or what's left for DJ SASH?
Yeah, I mean, I still love to be up on stage, and I mean, I'm getting now 51, and when you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would tell you for sure, when I'm 50, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
But I still love it, and it's I mean, the travel part starts now to be hard, and it's a different life than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had pre-parties, you had after parties, and there was a big thing around the actually show. Today it's more just you go there, you do your show, and you're happy that you're as soon as possible be back at home. Yeah, but still being on stage, it's just I mean, it still gives me a kick, and I still love to see these people who sing along to this 25-year-old tracks, and people having tears in their eyes because they have flashbacks, they have memories when they were young and listen to this music, and that's just great, and you can see that the 90s are still I want to say getting bigger and bigger every year, because the festivals I'm doing, they're getting bigger and bigger every year. I mean, during summertime, I don't do any festivals under 10,000 people where they just listen to 90s music. When you think, I have played now a couple of times at Tomorrowland, they have their own 90s stage there. Yeah, so
awesome.
That shows you that the 90s is really, really still there, even it is 20 years later.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the interview. I mean, you're an interesting guy. No, literally, you are a very interesting person. And what are you planning to do in the next few months that you're still off? Are you going to watch the Euro Cup, or what's?
Yeah, of course. I love football, and I used to be a professional football player when I was young, but my dad said
really.
No, I had the possibility to play for Borussia Mönchengladbach. They wanted to have me when I was a kid. My dad as well was playing at that team when he was younger. That was even before the Second World War, and but at the end, my dad said, no, you should do something better. And yeah, I'm gonna support the German team, of course, but I'm not such a crazy fan, and you know, I'm not start crying when they lose. I'm happy when they win, but if they lose, they lose. So I'm not that crazy.
Have you been to the tournaments? Have you ever? I'm sure you have by this point.
I have never been, to be honest, to any World Cup or Euro Cup games. I have been for the team I support, Borussia Mönchengladbach. I have been in the last couple of years when they played the Champions League. I've been to their game in Manchester City. I've been to Barcelona to watch them there, and of course because I live only 10 minutes away from the stadium. When I have the possibility, I watch some games at home, but that's it. The only thing I did, I was part of the German artist national football soccer team at the World Cup in Russia, because there is a World Cup every year for artists, and I was playing for the German team. I think that was 2 years ago. And I played in Russia a couple of games against other countries, and it was quite fun being a whole week in Russia and playing football and representing Germany. That was quite fun.
That's amazing. You mentioned your dad. Is he still around?
No. My dad died already. I think it's almost 8 years ago. I can't even remember exactly. No, he's not around anymore. But he reached 88 years, so he had a good long life, and bless him. And my mom left me last year in April, so as well with the age of I think 85. So they had a good long life, and they're watching me from above now.
Were they proud of you?
They were always proud of me. I mean, they were always a little bit, worried. You know, they said, "Sasha, what?" Because they didn't get that really what I'm doing. You know, flying around, and they always said to me, "said Oh, you need some money, and should we help you?" and is it all good? And then after they understood that a little bit, and they saw as well that during the year I'm doing quite a lot of holidays, you know, flying to nice places and spending a lot of money for nice hotels. They said, you should not do that, you know, you should save your money.
Save your money.
Old. And I said, listen, Mom, you know, I'm living now. I want to enjoy something now in my life when I'm young and I'm able to do. I don't want to save all my money and then, you know, I'm crashing into a tree and I have had nothing of my money. So I'm living a little bit different than these people.
Totally agree. SASH, you know, very insightful. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And
thank you.
Yeah. Any final words? Any plugs?
I mean, as I said, I hope everybody enjoyed the session I made for you guys. And I always have to say, you know, keep the 90s alive. Keep Europe music alive, because I think that was a great time with a lot of emotional songs, not just from SASH, from a lot of other artists. And if people ever have the chance to come and see one event of DJ SASH, they should come along, and because they're gonna have a good time, because I'm old, but I'm still a party machine.
Yeah. I will make sure that if when things open up, if we ever do anything, if anything ever happens here, we try and bring you, because I'm sure you've never been to Canada.
I've been in Canada. I've been in Canada.
Have you?
Yes, I've been in Toronto, and I never forget.
That's where I'm from.
Because you see, because I went there and we did I think 3 shows in a row.
Really?
One for television, one in the nightclub, and I remember I was on the TV tower on this glass bottom floor.
You were at Much Music. Maybe you remember, maybe you don't.
No, I mean this television tower you have in Toronto. I went up there.
Television tower.
Yeah, but there's
you're talking about the CN Tower, the big tower.
And then of course I went to the Niagara Falls. You know, everybody who is near there has to go to the Niagara Falls and watch them.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. There you go. We learned something new. Maybe we'll bring you back.
Yeah,
We gotta bring you back.
I would be happy to come back to Canada and play some music for you guys over there, live and direct, and not just, you know, in a lonely studio session.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sash. I guess
You're welcome.
that's it.